Hey everybody, Dan here from the Global Run Club. It's long run day, and so that means an extra espresso. It means slightly more cushioned shoes, and it means, well, I'll tell you what it means. Come with me, and I'm going to tell you all about what you need to know for your long run. I'm even going to take a little drone with me today, see if we can get some cool footage out on Cobbler's Path on the East Coast Trail. Come along. So, coffee is gone. Comfy shoes are on. I'm using the Norda 001s these days for my long runs. I really like them. They're cushy and they claim to be really durable, so I'm excited to keep putting some miles in those. I'm driving to the start of the long run. Don't worry, this is a hands-free situation. Safety first, cats and kittens. Listen, I used to think after my long runs, if I wasn't completely cooked, I had somehow done it wrong or wasted my time. Turns out, that's not the case at all. If you look at what the best runners in the world do, they do almost all of their long runs at easy pace. We're going to talk about what that is. We're going to share some killer science. We've got 2 great studies to share with you today about exactly how to do this. Brad and Neil and I, we really want your training to be the best bang for the buck you can get in the time. So we want you to use those long runs as well as you can. We want you to understand how to do them right and why they're important. So today, it's all about the long run. There's this incredible 2022 study by a team of fancy pants scientists. Haugen et al. Is how we're going to reference it in the description of this video. They studied super fast marathoners. I mean, like Olympians, like 2-hour and 3-minute marathon runners. And they found out that they're doing 80% of their training at a conversational easy pace. For those of you that worry about heart rate zones like me, that's a zone 2 pace most of the time. Those of you who aren't worried about heart rate zones, that means you can chat with a running pal the whole time on this. And this 80% of time that they're spending doing these runs at a conversational or an easy pace, that includes their long runs almost all of the time. So if the world's best runners aren't racing their long runs, why should you do it? Well, spoilers, you shouldn't. So look, it's not just that these long runs being easy is backed by experience and having the world's best runners prove it by doing 80% of their running at easy. In fact, your physiology needs it. In another study in the same year, 2022, by Denadai, we learned that there's a really clear predictor of long distance race paces. They defined long distance as anything from 5K up to ultra marathons. What is that race time predictor? Turns out that it isn't your top speed. Turns out that it's not even your VO2 max, which a lot of people thought it might be. It's your lactate threshold. Now look, I'll do a video some other time on the specifics of what your lactate threshold is and how to calculate it. It's really interesting stuff. But for this conversation, what you need to know about lactate threshold is that it's basically how long can you run just below red line. How long can you run and how quickly can you run without going above that lactate threshold, which means that you're going to need to stop relatively soon. So that's the #1 predictor. Well, how do you build that lactate threshold? It's long runs at easy effort. That's the best way to do it. Science is really clear on this, and we believe in it. The best runners in the world do it all the time. The science is clear. So what do you do with this information? Well, #1, don't skip the long run. I mean, don't ever skip the long run. If you can help it, consistency is the superpower if you're training to get faster. Consistency is the best metric of success we've got. And make sure you get a long run in once a week. That long run should be at easy pace. Now, if you're feeling spicy, once a month, I'd love it if you had a really hot finish for that long run. So some hill repeats, some strides, like something that's gonna get your heart rate jacked. What this does, keeping the long run at easy pace, it builds that lactate threshold by building your aerobic base. This is the predictor of success. This is how we know whether or not you're going to run well and run quickly over long distances. How do we know if you're doing your long runs too quickly? Look, there's a few easy ways to know. #1, you're ripping through your glycogen stores, your sugar stores. You're bonking on this long run. So if you find yourself getting dizzy or losing energy, just really feeling depleted during the run, well, you're probably going too hard. #2, you're sore. I mean, really sore after every long run. You're finding recovery really tough. These are clear signs that you're going at these long runs way too hard. You've got to slow it down. If you're not able to chat to a pal during, you're definitely going too quickly. You want to be able to build that. So don't worry about your pace when you're out for a long run. Instead, it's distance and time on feet It's making sure that you're fueled properly so that you can get through it. Make sure you're recovering well, getting sleep the night before, the night after. These things really, really matter. Another key metric if you're doing these too long is that you keep training, but you're not getting any fitter, you're not getting any faster. Chances are you're not using those long runs to the best of their ability. So there you have it. Science is really clear. The experience is clear. You know, myself and Brad and Neil certainly have experienced the value of a long run if you do it right. And I know for myself, I've certainly experienced what happens if I'm not doing my long runs consistently, or if I'm doing it incorrectly, if I'm going too hard, or if I'm not going long enough. For 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna get you a video about some of the specifics of those long runs. How long should it be? That sort of thing, based on what your goals are and what your training per week is. I think that information is gonna be really valuable to you. If you've got questions or thoughts that you want in that video, hit me up in the comments here. I'll read everything you send. I'll reply, you know, when I've got something to say. Otherwise, see you out there.